has it, my name's Jane. So today's video is Cosy Autumn Vlog number 5, all about what I've been doing this week. I've had a little bit of a big move around. I have got a little mini sew along planned, and I've got another delicious parcel received in the post from one of my lovely subscribers, and all the usual sewing chit chat. So please stay tuned. So hi, welcome back, and if you just found my channel and you like to follow along with me, you like a little bit of floral, ditzy floral fabric, and like to follow along with all my dressmaking, then please hit that subscribe button and then you'll never miss out. Hit the bell as well, and then you'll be notified as soon as I bring out any of my vlogs or any of my sewing makes and what have you. So first things first, you'll probably notice I am now in a different position. I have completely moved my room around. I think I said in the last vlog that I was planning on having a little bit of a move around and my mum was going to come and help me. But after I filmed that vlog, I realised, well, mum can't come and help me because we're still in lockdown and she can't come and help me. So, and she was dying to as well because she loves a good move around just like me. And I had to do it on my own. Oh my God, what a mission that was. Something that I thought would take me maybe a day took me the whole weekend, obviously because I was doing it all on my own. John can't help me. He came to watch and see how I was getting on, but he can't physically help me move anything or anything like that. And obviously I didn't have my mum, because she's pretty strong. And mum's 78, but she's as strong as an ox and she's as fit as a fiddle, and she was gutted that she couldn't come. We thought we better not risk it, so she couldn't come and help me. So I had to do it on my own. And instead of just moving a few things, I have moved the whole room, as I do. I'm always trying to get the best use out of my room. And I think I've got it right this time, but no doubt in maybe six months' time, I'll probably be chewing to move it all around again. But I think I've got it quite good this time. I seem to have a lot more space in the centre, and my cutting station is now away from the window and it's on the other side of the room. I shall show you like a little mini video in a moment. And obviously all my sewing machines are like overlooking the garden, which is really nice, and my computer, my little office section, is right at the back where my sewing machines used to be. And then I've had to move some of the cupboards, so one cupboard's here behind me and the other cupboard is right in the corner. And I've utilised these cupboards behind me. They were just full of rubbish, as you do. So I've emptied out all the rubbish, all the things that I don't use and just don't see the daylight at all. They've all been bundled up, packaged up and put in my summer house, safe and secure. It's nice and dry in there. So those things that were sat in there are now in the summer house. But my goodness, I was absolutely exhausted, hence why I didn't get a chance to do my normal Sunday vlog. By the time I finished on Sunday late afternoon, I was totally bushed and had no energy to. I wouldn't have had the energy to talk to you behind the camera. I probably would have just been like. So that's why I didn't do a vlog Sunday. But I'm really pleased, super chuffed. I've even took the curtains down because they served no purpose at all, and they were just pretend curtains when we moved in here. Because we've got like the wooden Venetian blinds, I just got like pretend curtains just to dress the window. They didn't actually draw closed, and they weren't serving a purpose, and they were just collecting dust. So I took them down, and it's created a little bit more light for me. And yeah, I'm super pleased. But the thing is, when I don't know whether you're like me, or it's because I'm a Virgo, I do not like change to a routine. That just literally throws me out of my groove, and it takes me ages to feel settled and comfortable again and like get going. Sunday I finished. Yesterday, Monday, I was planning on coming here and doing some sewing and what have you, but I came in here, I didn't lift a thing. Sewing wise, I was just like totally out my zone, just like Yeah, really weird. Today's Tuesday and I'm feeling a little bit more relaxed, a little bit less, not stressed. It's just like, just out of my comfort, you know, like out of my routine, out of my rhythm. It's really strange. So that was the weekend, but I think it's pretty good. So I shall show you a little bit of footage that I zoomed around my room with my iPhone, and just to show you exactly what I've done. So here is the view from the doorway as you come into the room, and there's the cutting table now on my left. That's where I used to sit on that wall, and I've just recently done a crochet tutorial, so that's the collar that I'm wearing in the video. And just pan around and you can see my machines are now overlooking the garden. There you can just see the summer house, and I seem to have lots more desk area. There's my TV, there's my computer, my little office area, and then my little clothes rail and my other cupboard with my fabric on in the corner, which seems to be fine. I can get access to if I need, and obviously Mabel. And there you can see my cutting table, which I have chopped off that overhang, so there's no overhang on it now. And there's a view into the hall, and it's much better. Still plenty of room for me to cut out my little trolley full of everything as usual, and I can get access to everything I need quite easily. And there's my desk, and I'm now this is the wall that I was actually sewing against, so I haven't moved my sewing bobbins because I've got nowhere else to put them, but they're fine there. And my TV and Netflix is all connected, and there's my cover stitch and my overlocker and my main sewing machine, and that's the other cupboard as you come in the doorway. My ironing board obviously, and there's my cosy chair in the corner as you just move forward now when I need to film. And I've got this section now in the centre of the room totally free, so I can walk around. There's not an obstacle course anymore like it used to be before, so it seems to be a lot more room for me. And there you can see from the view coming through the door, obviously it's cable central, and what can you do with cables? I hate cables, but you need them. So there's all the cables underneath the desk. So I'm super chuffed. So tell me what you think. I think obviously I've only got a smaller-ish room. I mean, obviously I've said this many times, I'm so lucky to have a room to myself, and it's maybe small, but it's quite big for me. I think it's 12 foot by, I think it's 13 foot by 10 foot, I think, something like that. So it's a decent sized room, but obviously I want to get the maximum I can out of it. I think I've done quite well this time, and the cats have still all got the beds in the corners of the room hidden under desks, so they're all happy too. They were like me to start with. They came in and thought, well, where's my bed gone? And why isn't my bed where it used to be? So they were a little bit like unsure, but they found the beds and they're happy again. So that was my room move around, and I'd like to say I'm not going to be doing that for quite a few months, because my body is now starting to tell me you can't do the things you used to do physically. I'm quite a strong person, but I do have the odd arthritis in my wrist and the usual things that creep up on you as you get older. And yeah, my hips were hurting and my knees were hurting and all the usual things. So I'm recovered now. I'm glad that's all done and I can get back in the groove. So in the groove this week, I am going to do a little mini sew along on the Friday Pattern Company, the Raglan Blouse. I'll pop a picture up of the original picture that I made of it earlier on later in the summer, in that gorgeous mustard viscose linen blend. I've just laundered it, so I can't show you. It's hanging up drying as we speak, but I'll pop the pictures up of it. Now, when I originally made it, I shall show you the pattern actually. So when I made it, it is quite a wide. There is the drawing of it there. So when I made it, as you can see in the first picture, it is really wide. I did size medium, and which is a 36-37 bust, and it it's really big, like falling off. And now some people like, you know, loose fittings where they, you know, may hang off your shoulder. My daughter loves things like that where things hang off your shoulder. That drives me crazy. And I knew it would just drive me crazy. So what I did was I unpicked the neckline and I did a little bit of a pattern hack. And I know quite a few of you asked me if I would show you how I did it. So I'm going to plan on doing a little sew along type of thing, how I changed the neckline and brought it in. Really simple. I mean, it's not rocket science, but for those of you who don't know, you've asked me, so I will share you what I did. So it's the Raglan Blouse by Friday Pattern Company. I love their patterns. And the fabric I'm going to redo it again in is, again, another linen viscose blend in this gorgeous denim blue type of thing. I think I should have enough. Now, I didn't follow the pattern as such. I didn't do the gathered waistline. I just used the full length of my fabric and made it into more of like a looser fitting blouse, as you can see in the images of the one I made. And then I used the feature of my pretty bias bindings. I've got quite a few floral bias bindings. They're all in my shop. If you ever need any floral bias bindings, I've got some really pretty ones. And I use the feature of that to edge the sleeve and the cuff and for the tie at the back. So again, when I do the little sew along, I've obviously got this blue and I've found this pretty, oh, there's the pin. I knew there was a pin in there. I thought I'd lost it. And I think this pretty blue ditzy bias will look really nice on this fabric. So I'm going to use that. Show you a little bit closer up so you can see how that's going to look. So I think that's going to look quite pretty. So that's the plan with that. So I'm hoping to get that filmed and uploaded for hopefully the weekend, and just really show you how I just brought in that big neckline. If you like a big neckline, then obviously that's fine, but as I say, that it just used to drive me mad. So that's the plan for my sewing. Update on my ready-to-wear pinafores, my poppy pinafores are going really well. Thank you for all those that have ordered. The pre-ordered ones have gone, they've gone in the post. So if you haven't received them by now, they should be winging their way to you any day now. And those that I've just ordered the last few days, I have got them and they're ready to ship. I'm trying to just do one ship a week to the post office at the minute while we're still in lockdown. So they will be going out this week. But thank you so much, and it's going really well and absolutely loving it. And I've just been to the printers yesterday to get my first stage of the pattern, the digital PDF, and obviously the paper pattern. It's all gone to the printers and they're doing the first stage for me. So I'll wait for them to give me a ring and I'll go and get that. So that's coming along nicely. That's for the poppy pinafore in the pattern version for all you lovely people waiting, obviously, to make the pattern yourself. For those of you who obviously don't want ready to wear, as you do. So that's going really smoothly so far, fingers crossed. It's hard work, mind. There's a lot involved. It'll be worth it. But there is a lot of work involved in it, which I didn't realise, but now I'm learning as I go along. But everything I do, I'm self-taught. I've taught myself everything, and it's how you learn, I suppose, isn't it? So that's going really well. I've been doing some crocheting for my crochet channel. Yes, I've got my collar on. This is the Grace collar. Oh, nice big collars are really in at the moment, and I thought, oh, I'll do a crochet one, do a little tutorial, and obviously the pattern. So this is going to be uploaded as a tutorial on Looping Maple Crochet. So stay tuned for that, but I thought I'd pop it on with my pinafore, and it looks I'm really pleased with how it's turned out. And it's just literally been steam blocked, so it's all nicely shaped, and I thought I'd pop it on. And yes, this is the Grace collar. So those of you that like a little bit of crochet and you like a big collar, then the Grace collar could be the one for you. So there will be a tutorial on that, and as always there'll be a full PDF pattern as well that you can download. So I've been busy doing the crochet. sometimes wonder how I fit it all in. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I must think, do I sleepwalk at night and do things when I'm in my sleep? Seriously? But somehow I managed to squeeze it all in. And then I received, there was a lovely lady, Fiona, on Instagram, said, could I have use of some buttons? I mean, hello, buttons. And I went, yes, I can always find use for some buttons. And she said, well, she's managed to get a carrier bag full of buttons that she's not going to use. Would I like them? And I went, would I not? So she said, send me your details and I'll send you the buttons. And to be honest, I forgot all about it. So I sent her my address through Instagram and offered to pay postage. And she said, no, I'll just send you the buttons. Thank you so much, Fiona, if you're watching. And sure enough, this parcel came the other day. I mean, look at the size of that. Full of buttons and other bits and bobs. So I'll show you what, I mean, I haven't emptied it out properly because I wanted to show you. So she's popped in some little bobbins of crochet lace and looks like knicker elastic. So that will get well and truly used. Gorgeous little bundles of lace, more knicker elastic. I mean, how lovely is that? More. It's like having a Christmas present. More. And then, oh, and some more. And then all these buttons. So I'm just going to tip them in here so you can see. I mean, that is just, ooh, I mean, that is one heck. I have to double check that I haven't lost any. I think there's a few gone on the floor there. All those buttons, how fab is that? And in fact, I've already used one of the buttons, Fiona. This one here is one of your buttons, which I thought goes really well on my Grace collar. So thank you so much. I mean, oh, that's just like heaven on a plate. That's, to me, that is like Christmas. That is a Christmas present to me. That is amazing. So they were going to get well and truly used. Fabulous. So, oh, and them, and them. And there's a few that's fell on the floor there, so I'll have to pick them up. So how lovely is that? You really are lovely people out there. Seriously, you really do make my day. So that was lovely to receive. And what else apart from that? I think that's as much as I've got done so far. As I say, the poppy primrose, they're all made in the colours that I had available and the size that I had available, and I'm now on to cutting out the olive blouses in those gorgeous faux fabrics that I showed you in the last vlog. So they will be getting made, and I'll be adding them to the shop as well. And I think that's it in my Cosy vlog today. So I think that's what I've been up to so far this week. Oh, and I've got my TV. Forgot to tell you, I've got my TV set up. My TV's been in here all the time, but I've never really set it up because I don't really watch TV. But we've got Netflix in the lounge, and obviously we've got Sky, and I've got a spare Sky Q box which was in the conservatory, but we never watched the TV in the conservatory, so I just thought, why don't I bring that Sky Q box in here, connected to the TV, then I can watch Netflix while I'm sewing. Why didn't I think of that before? So sure enough, set it all up. Netflix sat on, I think it was Sunday evening after I'd finished this room around. I was just pottering, tweaking as I do, and thought I'll put Netflix on. John was fast asleep, and I thought I'll just put Netflix on and see if there's anything on. And I sat and watched The Highwayman, I think it's called, with Kevin Costner, all about Bonnie and Clyde. And I sat and watched that, and it was on in the background while I was pottering, and it was just so lovely to have that on. And I don't know why I hadn't done that before. So I am totally in my element, and I said to John, afterwards I said, you'd be lucky if you get me out of this room now, because I've got everything I need. I've got my sewing, I've got my cats, they come in here, I've got obviously my office, and now I've got Netflix. I've got you lovely people too on the other side of the camera. So I am totally bee's knees. So yeah, it's quite strange getting used to being sewing machines overlooking the garden, which would be really nice. And obviously I've got the natural light now when I'm sewing, so I'm not like sometimes when I was over on that wall at the back, sometimes I struggle to, even with the sewing machine lights on, so sometimes I was struggling to see my stitches, especially if the thread matched really well to the fabric that we're sewing. Whereas now I've got this lovely natural light. It seems a lot better, and I seem to have more desk space, which is bizarre, less clutter. So I'm really pleased about that. And my cutting station, actually before I go, I'm waffling, just remembered this. My cutting station, if you remembered, it was a great big massive sheet of MDF. I got it cut way back, maybe a couple of years ago. And I got it cut to the width of my cutting mats, because I've got the biggest cutting mats. I've got 2 of the self-healing cutting mats. So I just got it cut to fit the cutting mats on there. But it was a little bit, so sometimes I was cutting out and rotary cutting out, I was like stretching over, because I had quite a bit of overhang, at least a foot of overhang. So I was always having to stretch. And it was my mum that suggested, when I was talking to her through the conservatory glass after I told her what I'd done, and she said, why don't you try and chop it off? And I thought, why don't I? When I got John's spirit level, drew a straight line, got his saw out, literally sawed off about 12 inches, a good foot off the overhang. And you want to see I can't show you because it's on there, you want to see my sawed off bit, straight as a die. I was super pleased. So I chopped all that off, but obviously my mats then hung over the end, but those mats don't get used for like measuring on or patchworking on. They're just literally the healing mats, just for me to rotary cut. So then I scored, because it's a self-healing mats as well. I thought, how am I going to trim them down, because they're self-healing, so I won't be able to cut through them or anything. And I went on YouTube, and there was a guy doing a tutorial on how to cut your cutting mats down. God, there's a tutorial on everything on YouTube, isn't there? So I literally got my Stanley knife, did a couple of score lines down the length of both cutting mats, and then I just popped the edge over the edge of my desk and just pressed on it, so like literally scored down. And then I could get the scissors, and the scissors just let me cut the back in, and so they're being reduced down. So the whole now of my cutting station is now about, I would say about 12 inches less overhang. But it's ideal. There's still plenty of room for me to put my fabric out, and I don't have that stretch over. So I don't know why I didn't do that before. So I'm chuffed about that too. That was my mum's idea. My mum has some really good ideas, and she was so disappointed that she couldn't come and help me. And I said, well, I can't wait till after lockdown, Mum. I want to do it now before Christmas comes. So I just got on and did it, but she would have loved to help me. Next time I do it, hopefully, won't have any more lockdown. That'll all be a thing of the past, hopefully. And she can come and help me then. So yeah, so that's it, I think, for today's Cosy Autumn vlog. I hope you enjoyed my waffle again. I hope you like the way I've moved my room around. Let me know what you think. Thumbs up if you enjoyed today's vlog. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you just found me, and I shall see you very soon. But until the next time, thanks so much for joining me today. And as I always say, please take care and happy sewing.